matter how you paint reality, we all have multiple sides to ourselves, different masks we put on for each act of the play. For the longest time, I thought I was in complete control of who I was. I thought I was one person with one personality that occasionally got a sick feeling in my gut that made me doubt everything for a moment. But the moment always passed, and when that feeling left, it was forgotten. But in the last year, those sick feelings have been getting stronger. They wouldn't just last an hour, they would last a week. Then 1 week turned into 2, and I started to realize these feelings are more than just butterflies. My name's Chris, and normally I'm somewhat adventurous. I might not be the first to jump off the diving board, but I'm always down to swim. I'm a forward thinker, always dreaming about the next project that might change the world. That's why I moved from Kansas to New York City. It's why I pursued film, and it's why, even though I'm an introvert, I often put myself in extroverted situations to push myself outside my comfort zone. And even though I've maintained this personality my whole life, I've occasionally felt another side of myself creep into view. This feeling has grown into anxiety, a word we're all familiar with, but a feeling that turns my world upside down. Once the anxiety kicks in, I become, well, another person. Suddenly I'm terrified of taking risks. I don't want to be in any situation where I don't have full control. Riding in elevators tends to feel like 30 seconds in hell. Wearing a mask feels like I'm suffocating. Meeting someone new makes me sweat bullets. The list goes on. And these fears manifest both physically and mentally. Everything is different now. My diet changes, I eat less, only drink water. I can't sleep past 8 a.m. My mind constantly drifts, even when I'm with friends. I get existential. Once the anxiety has consumed me for a few days, my past personality seems to have slipped away forever. And then the consequences are more serious than taking a few sick days. Now I have to make decisions that affect my future. And when I face a fork in the road that will shape the trajectory of my life, which path do I take? The one that personality A would enjoy, or the one that personality B would? I know both choices will have their times of difficulty, but I must now decide which personality will be dominant moving forward. Will I choose a life of safety and comfortability, or one of risk and adventure? What I've described is nothing new. The yin and yang represent the order and chaos of life, reminding us of the duality of man. In the Bible, Paul describes the forces of good and evil waging war in his soul, and I'm sure you can relate to this concept of feeling torn or divided. So which side of myself must I choose? Which personality is the real me? Well, neither and both. While both personalities are certainly part of who I am, the decisions I make shouldn't be determined by either personality. I must look outside myself in order to know what to choose, how to live. We can't make decisions based on the fleeting emotions that currently fill our headspace. While it's crucial to listen to your body, the best long-term decisions come from a focus on the person we want to be, the standard we hold for ourselves. And for me, that standard is Jesus. That standard doesn't make my anxiety any easier, but it reminds me that I'm doing the right thing. You've heard the saying, "What would Jesus do?" But that's not quite the right question. We should ask ourselves, what would Jesus do if he were me, with my past, my talents, and tendencies? That's the path I'm taking.